Hey guys, so we're back with another video. This one will be a talk about Nadal and Federer. So I know French Open, we had the semis between the two, and Nadal won straights. I didn't expect that, because Federer's won the last 5 encounters against Nadal. It was totally unexpected, but given that Nadal has beat Federer every time at the French, there was some hints to this result. So I just want to talk about what this result means in the grand scheme of things, and in the short term, what it meant also. So I'll have a scope that's very short and then have a longer scope as well. And we can also, I'm going to also talk about the two as like rivals and why this result actually happened. And going further, I think we shouldn't be too surprised with the future results between the two, and I'm gonna give you guys some reasons why. Okay, so let's do it. So we've seen this story before. Rogers lost to Nadal on many occasions at this French Open tournament, especially like in the finals. No matter how good Federer seems like he's playing, he seems to struggle to win one set off Nadal. And let's go break down why those past occurrences happened. So Nadal plays a left-handed game, high top spin on the forehand, and he goes cross-court typically, right? And he's going to attack then Federer's backhand, because Federer's a righty. But Federer plays with one hand. That causes him to have to chip most of the balls, because it's very hard to hit a one-handed backhand on the rise, especially on clay, when the ball's bouncing a lot higher. So having this in mind, Nadal and Federer's games complement each other to Federer's downfall, especially on this surface. So in Roland Garros, a tournament where there's 5 sets per match, this can only emphasize this huge disadvantage Federer's game has. But then again, it's not like Federer was forced to play with the one hand. This is the game that helped him win 20 Grand Slams, so he has to, I guess, adapt. And he has beaten Nadal on many different occasions, not on clay. The last 5 occurrences they've played before this meeting beat him, because he's employed the attacking backhand down the line on the rise. And that's only possible because on those surfaces the ball bounces lower. So we got to keep all that in mind. Now let's go back to the present though, right? Nadal and Federer, they're playing in windy conditions. That made it super hard for them, for both players to play their typical game. But honestly, it hurt Federer the most. Why, you ask? It's because the backhand. Hitting the ball on the rise would have taken a lot of precision, and the game he employed needed the conditions to be perfect, considering the surface already worked against him. So because of that, it didn't work out. The ball was flying everywhere, so Federer had to chip his backhand a lot of times. You can see the review highlights, and this was the case. On some occasions, we could see Federer visibly frustrated, hitting balls out of the court, because he knew that it didn't seem likely he'd get this win, and I think he was he was hoping to win this match, just because he was so successful the previous couple times. Now let's go to the short run. So honestly, in the short run, Federer is just still a great clay court player. He can beat a lot of people. He beat Wawrinka, but he just can't beat Nadal on the surface. It's just something we have to accept. He's not been able to do it in the French, so him being older now, we can't expect more from him than his past prime. And it shows Nadal still is exploiting Federer's weakness on the surface. Now let's go talk about so also in the short run, Nadal gained the slam count. Now he's 18 to Federer's 20. What this means is obviously Federer is only 2 slams in the lead before Nadal ties him. And I'm sure Federer is feeling a little pressured because Nadal faded away before, and we all thought that Federer's count was untouchable when he hit that 20. But now it's like there's a high chance Nadal can catch him. Okay, so what does this mean in the long run? These two are definitely the greatest players of all time. They have the highest slam counts respectively. But which one is better and how their careers pan out in the next 5 years? The next 5 years, I think this is going to be a tough one because it's like predicting something, and because honestly tennis has so many different fluctuations. Like we thought Nadal was dominating after his 2014 successes, but then after he withdrew from the US Open that year, and then he did a really bad 2015 year, things looked bad for Nadal. He looked like he was going to retire. Likewise, Federer looked like he was done or not winning slams in 2016 and onwards, but he came back. So it's honestly, it fluctuates year by year. So my long run response would be not applicable, just because these two have defied a lot of odds. That's one fact. But honestly, from my opinion, I think Federer will always, since he's going deep still in the slams, I think he can nag one or two more majors, probably a Wimbledon and one more Australian. The US Open, the ball is coming a little too fast for him. I don't think he's going to be winning it anytime soon because he hasn't for a while. But I think those two majors, he might win one or two more times. So I think Federer's slam count will be 22. That's my number. I think Federer will reach 22, and then he will retire. For Nadal, it's a lot harder to say because Nadal has, likewise like Federer, has won all the majors, but he hasn't done well on the grass consistently. In Australia, it depends on his body based on how the previous season went. So I'd say he's going to win maybe 3 more French Opens and 1 more US Open. And honestly, I just made up these numbers from my intuition. So I think these two might actually tie. Crazy, right? I know, it makes it seem like I'm not deciding between any of them, but I really think these two are so close that they could honestly be tied as the GOATs. Now, then you'd have to go to the head-to-head count, of course, and see which one had the better head-to-head. And obviously, Nadal has won more matches because they played more on clay. But then you have to realize that Nadal has been injured more on the other surfaces during that part of the season, and that causes Federer not to get those wins that he should hypothetically get. So honestly, it's very confusing. There's debates among both camps, but to summarize, I can break it down to 2 different scenarios. Let's do it like that. Healthy Nadal and in general Roger, because Roger's just been consistently healthy throughout his career. I think just old age is catching up to him. So I mean, we can just say like when Nadal is healthy, he will win 2 majors a year, and when Federer is healthy, it looks like he can win 1 major a year. So as long as Nadal has 2 more healthy seasons in a row, or just until he retires, he can catch Federer. So I qualified my previous statement of tying the 2. And Federer, I mean, I feel like the best he can do now is hit that 22, and then that's it. You know, he can't. I don't think he's winning the French anytime soon with Nadal around. So I think Nadal is going to retire later than Federer. Nadal wants to chase that record. Because honestly, I feel like it's crazy how Nadal can peak at the French Open every single year. Like no matter how low the odds are, no matter how good his opponent is across the net, he can win in like straight sets or lose maybe 1 set. So you always got to give it to Nadal. So in the end, I got to give it to who I think will break the record. I think it's going to be Nadal. I think Nadal will be the GOAT. I don't think Federer can win more than 2 majors. Yeah, and honestly, 3 healthy seasons for Nadal seems pretty reasonable, I think. Just 3 seasons, 3 years. He's been playing for a while, and I think now he's going to play less tournaments too. So that's another factor. Let me requalify my statement again. So if he has several consecutive healthy seasons, right, and he has a very open season, kind of like Serena and Roger, then yeah, I think he can beat Nadal. So I think Nadal's slam count will actually be, because 3 seasons times 2 slams for each of those seasons is 6, right? So 6 plus 18, he'll reach 24. and I think he will pass Roger. I know it's crazy, right? But I think that is the debate, and I think I do have the solution. I might be wrong, but hey, this is what I think is going to happen. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope I raised some good points, so when you're thinking of this in your head, you have some qualified logic to back it up. And I hope you guys liked it. I'm going to make a lot more of these, I think, if you guys like it. So yeah, this was kind of fun too. It's like not just reviewing shoes, it's kind of like just me talking. So yeah, hope to see you guys soon, and I appreciate all the subscribers. Right now we're at 85. So I want to keep pushing to 100. I think we can get there. So thanks, guys. Have a good one. Bye-bye. Thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe.